Christians do a lot of weird things. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not like hating on Christians. I mean, after all, I am one, and I do some weird things too. And some of our weird things can be useful and appropriate, but some of the weird stuff we do is just damaging. Like, here's a weird thing we've done. We've made happiness out to be like something that's not desirable. I'm not really sure how this happened, but I've even done it. Like in preaching, I've said things like, you know what, God doesn't really care about your happiness. But he is interested in joy. You know, joy is greater than happiness. And hey, joy is fantastic. But you want to know what else is fantastic? Being happy. I like being happy. You probably like being happy. And people we know and are trying to share God's love with are definitely interested in happiness. So maybe we should stop discounting happiness and maybe try to press into that a little bit and figure it out. Like, how can we truly be happy in our relationship with God? I mean, here's the deal. I have never met a single human being who has said these words. Well, I'd be a Christian if those other Christians weren't so doggone happy all the time. Nobody's ever said that. Now, I have heard, you know what, Christians are mean and Christians are rude and Christians just seem miserable all the time and Christians seem like there's no life in them. My goodness, we ought to have like the greatest life imaginable. We ought to be the life of the party of life because we have God's Holy Spirit inside of us. Like we have the essence of the Creator inside of us. And if that can't produce some happiness that comes out of us, then something is tragically wrong with us. And so I don't think God is opposed to happiness. In fact, I would go above that and say God's in favor of happiness. He just invites us to be happy in Him. And the thing about happiness is sometimes we say, well, you know, you can't choose to be happy. I would just maybe disagree with that, ask you to reconsider that, think about it a little bit. I think you can. Now, you may look at me and go, well, Bo, of course you're happy. I mean, you live such a charmed life. Hey, look, I'm not complaining. There are a lot of things going in my favor, and, you know, I look at those things and consider them blessings, but there's a lot of hardship too. You know what? I have a lot of hardship. You have a lot of hardship. People who live in this world, there's a lot of hardship. I mean, there's a lot of pain in this life. But there can be happiness in the midst of all that. As we get a right focus and a right mindset that says, hey, you know what? I'm going through this anyway. What if I went through it with a smile on my face? What if I went through it with a positive attitude? And I'm not just kind of going off on all that positive thought mumbo jumbo, but I mean, like really, if you're going through it anyway, why not make the best of it? I think what you'll find is that there will be a powerful life within you that then comes out of you. And it'll be expressed. It'll be expressed in the look on your face. It'll be expressed in the words that come out of your mouth. It'll be expressed in the glimmer in your eyes when you look at people. And you know what? There's something that's attractive about that because people want to be happy. Jesus knows this. That's why in the Sermon on the Mount, he begins the whole thing with, okay, happy are. He says blessed, but that word blessed, it's like happy. Here's what it means to be happy. It doesn't mean that, oh, your circumstances and life situations are hunky-dory all the time. He says, no, happy is being in Him, knowing who He is and who you are in relationship to Him and what He has for you. Hey guys, I think happiness may be one of the best things we have going for us. So let's embrace it and let's share it. Let's go, church.